How's it going, guys? Nina John here. Today I'm going to be doing a double unboxing. Got a couple knives here, and going to be mostly talking about scams and how to avoid them, stuff like that. So, that's already open. So, first up is my 42 that I paid $500 for. Psych. Yeah. If that happened to you, you might not be terribly entertained, but that has happened, and it wasn't a white balio. It was a fella who, I don't remember his Instagram username or whatever, but he paid $500 and he got a pen, but like a normal pen, not even a balio. And you might be like, well, he probably shouldn't have bought from whoever he bought it from, and you're right, but it's kind of hard to tell if somebody is a scammer. So there's some obvious giveaways with like sketchy accounts where they have like 2 posts that were just a couple hours ago, and they're trying to sell you a rare knife or, you know, a really good price. You know, that's an obvious scam, and I've actually seen that happen where it wasn't a scam. This guy selling like 3 or 4 knives for dirt cheap, and it was actually legit. So that was kind of weird, but I was 100% positive it was a scam, but it wasn't a scam. And Vin did some sleuthing and, you know, found out that it wasn't in fact a scam, and it was just, you know, some guy that was kind of getting out of the hobby, and he didn't really have an Instagram, so he made an account and tried to sell them, you know, as for really cheap. But yeah, so there's that, and then there's the flip side where the thing with the pen I was talking about, the guy that did that was Life Array, and I mean, he had like 2,000, maybe 3,000 followers, and he's a scammer. He scammed like at least 3 people out of several hundreds of dollars each, and because of that, it might seem kind of daunting to try to buy knives, you know, secondhand or pens. Put that with my Balio collection, and yes, this is a Ryworks. There we go. Ryworks Balio right there. Bam. Anyways, so there's a couple good ways to avoid getting scammed, right? So you can ask for references, which is usually a pretty solid way to go, or you can use a proxy or a middleman or something like that. And with this was the first time I've used a middleman. It was the first time for all of us. So it was the first time this particular guy that owned this, it was the first time he had sold a knife, and it was the first time Todd got to be a proxy, and then there was the first time that I used a proxy. So it was firsts all around the board. This is a more, this is a knife, unlike the first one. So if you have any guesses, you can throw those out now. Flip Zona. First one, thanks for the gas. No problem. So if you're gonna try to buy something from somebody who doesn't really have any trade references or sales references, I would really strongly advise using a proxy or a middleman. Proxy is for out of the country or something like that, you know, like what Isaac does. Let's see. This is also the second time I've gotten a knife with 1 spacer. Yeah. First select too. Anyway, so for a middleman, If you're buying from somebody who doesn't really have any references, or even if they do have references, one thing that you really want to be sure of is that they're okay with using a middleman. If, because that's pretty much, the way a middleman works is you want to buy from, this person wants to buy from this person. This guy doesn't have any references, so you have him shipped to a third party. As soon as the third party gets it, then you pay then you pay this guy, and the third party ships it to you. So you want to make sure that the third party is somebody with a bunch of references, or somebody that you know in real life. And if the person that's selling, if they don't really have any way of scamming, because if they ship something that's, if they ship a pen, you're not going to pay them. And, the pen's just, that guy keeps it or something, So it's a really good technique of avoiding scams. It's not anything new. I didn't come up with it or anything, but it's something that I want people to be aware of, because people are still getting scammed all the time, and it kind of stinks. So that's my 2 cents for you. Also, real quick on the topic of buying and selling and stuff, some of you might be aware that Instagram is not really liking knives lately. They've been kind of, by lately I mean like the last year, they've been sort of shadow banning flippers and people selling knives, and they're kind of trying to avoid that, which kind of really stinks, because there's a lot of knives being sold on Instagram. That's a good, up until now it's been a pretty good platform for it, but it's looking like pretty soon they're just not going to allow any of that. Like the hashtag balisong sale is probably going to get I don't know, shut down or blocked or whatever. So we're going to have to find a different place to buy and sell. And Reddit is it's okay, but it's very anonymous. So that makes it tricky. Like all the times I bought something through Reddit, I started the deal, or sold something through Reddit, I started it there and then, finished it on Instagram, because it's easier to communicate and stuff. But my friend Ben, you might know him as Arc Knife, is setting up a website called Ballyhaven, and that's going to be for selling and buying ballys, and you can search for a specific knife, and it should be really straightforward, and it sounds like it's going to be a great platform, but time will tell. I think he'll do well with that. So looking forward to seeing that site up and running. And I think that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and if you got any questions, feel free to comment or shoot me a DM on Instagram. And have a good one, guys. Bye.